Before we go, last thing, what's something about yourselves that to tell to the listeners that is unique and cool that they would know through this conversation?
I guess I'm 19 and still a virgin, so for the 41% of people who met my criteria, hit me up.
Welcome to the
People of fucking Boston, shout out people of Boston. Park the car in Harvard Yard. I'll tell you what, the people who do this podcast, whoever's listening, good shit. They're good shit. We're here with the people of Boston. They're beauties. We're chilling.
Welcome back to another episode of the People of Boston podcast. I'm here with Willie, who is my dog, and we're sitting outside, and we are coming at you today in this episode from Fenway. And we were asking Bostonians, are they delusional when it comes to dating? So I don't know if you've heard about this, but there's a female delusion calculator as well as a male delusion calculator. And these calculators use U.S. Census data to basically set a percentage of the population that falls within a criteria when it comes to dating. It uses obviously male and female, and then it will use your height range, your age range, income range, stuff like that. So it uses certain metrics to basically determine what percentage of people fall within your ideal date, right? Or your ideal dating criteria. So that was the first thing we asked people. We also asked people, or some people, if prostitution should be legalized. So I feel like there's a lot of pros and cons to that question. Currently, it's only legalized in some parts of Nevada, but throughout the U.S., it is illegal. So I think it would be interesting to see what people, or specifically Bostonians, thought about that. We also asked people, due to the new iOS 16 update, if they have ever sent a text message that they wish they could unsend. Part of the new update for iOS is to unsend text messages that between iPhones. So we wanted to see if there's any funny stories there with people, and when it comes to sending maybe a late night text that you wish you could have unsent. We also had the pleasure of running into Nicole, who runs a very successful TikTok account, 617 the numbers, then it's 617 spelt out, then it's 617 the numbers again. And she's a huge Boston Red Sox fan and baseball fan in general. She is very vocal on her page about how she herself has autism, and we talked to her about that, maybe some struggles that have come into dating and stereotypes that she doesn't like when it comes to autism. But it was a complete happenstance situation where we just happened to run into her. We both had followed each other, so we knew who each other were generally, and I was just happy that I was able to speak to her, and we ran into her on the street. So she was awesome. She'll be the first interview that you hear coming out of this. And besides that, I just hope you enjoy it. I thought the topics were fun. I thought the people were really interesting, and we'll see you guys next week. And what's your name? Nicole. And you have a big presence on TikTok. It's funny that we just stumbled into each other.
Yeah.
What's your TikTok account?
It's 617, then spell out 617 with words, and then 617 the numbers again.
Awesome. And what were you doing today?
I was just hanging out, seeing my friend before the season ends.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you were at the game?
I was outside the game. I went in just for the photo day, and then I have stuff I gotta do when I get home.
Cool.
So adulting.
Yeah, definitely. And I've seen some of your videos. You were on the field at Fenway.
Yeah, my friend's a season ticket holder, and she got to bring in a guest, so I went in with her, and it was a nice experience. I never expect my friends to do that. I'm always humbled when they invite me, and in return, whenever I go to another ballpark, I bring them something back, or if I get tickets and they don't have one, it's free. Just come in with me.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
So I try to be, I don't take, I try to be give and take.
Awesome.
You can't really be a taker.
That's good. You're a good friend. Something that I've seen about that you post on your feed, and you're pretty open about, and I don't know if you want to get into it, but you do have autism.
Yeah,
right?
I do, and I'm totally cool with talking about it.
Okay, great. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
I would like to start by saying autism is not a disease.
Mm-hmm.
It cannot be cured, and if you have autism, so what?
Yeah.
I have autism, and look at how well I do in my life.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's many different spectrums. I feel like when it comes to dating, men and women don't understand that. They see somebody with autism like, nah, I'm all set.
Yeah.
But if they knew me on the inside, they would be like, oh my gosh. Like, I didn't know that. I thought everybody with autism couldn't talk or needed help.
Yeah.
That's not always the case, and I do very well for myself.
So it's the stereotypes about autism that are
there's
really
a lot
like
of
annoying.
stereotypes, and if there was ever a group for people with autism and dating in Boston, I'd love to organize something like that, just so we can get past the stereotypes.
Yeah.
There's so much more that's accepted today than there was when I was growing up.
Yeah. Which is a good thing.
Yes, it's a very good thing. I know we do get coined assholes, but we are nice people. We just hate the Yankee fans.
Yeah, exactly. Did you watch that show, Love on the Spectrum?
I did, and the girl that I related to the most was actually in Boston the week I was in LA.
Oh.
I was so mad because I would have loved to have talked to her.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have known unless you had asked her if she was.
And which girl was that?
She was the one that went on speed dating and met that guy, and then he ghosted her.
Was she with the
blonde-haired girl?
Oh, the blonde-haired, yes.
That liked the dogs. And
yes.
I felt so bad for her because I know what that's like.
Because we watched that show too, and we thought, yeah, same thing like what you said.
Yeah.
You would never guess that she had
You would have
autism.
never, and people would never guess with me. At first, I never really mentioned it, but then I was like, I don't care. I'm gonna just put it out there because I figure it will weed out the ones that aren't understanding about it.
Yep.
I'd rather weed them out
Yep.
than have them come and try to get to know them.
Yeah. So
Not
how has
good.
dating for you been? If you want, I don't know if you want to get into that.
I'm not even on any of the dating sites. They're
No.
just so horrible. I tried dating one guy, and he's still just a friend. It's still something I'm testing,
Uh-huh.
but I try not to take it too seriously.
Yeah.
Because when you take it too seriously, that's when you don't find somebody. I seen someone say, I'm almost 24 and I haven't found somebody and I'm not married. I'm like, I'm 40 years old and I'm still single. And
You're 40?
Yeah.
What? I would never have guessed that you're 40.
I just turned 40 in May.
I guess you're like 20.
I thought you were, yeah.
You're saying thank you. Oh, yeah. Trust me, I prefer to get carded everywhere I go.
Yeah, yeah.
Some people don't like it, but I like it because it makes me feel like I'm in college again and I can actually... But yeah, I see people saying that. I'm like, you're 24 years old. You have your whole life ahead of you. I'm 40.
Yeah.
For another 40, 50 years, and then I'm in the grave 6 feet under.
Yeah.
So,
Besides TikTok, people that know you and would see this, what else do you do? Like, what else do you do, like, in your
I
free
travel.
time?
I'm trying to get to all 30 ballparks at 20 as of Tuesday.
Okay.
And then I like to I did dance for a lot of years. I'm not as good as I was, but dance was always something I was very much into.
Nice.
And I was close with my brother. That's why I posted him a few times.
Uh-huh.
So that was a real hard loss when he passed. But
Oh, I'm sorry.
he was a big Tigers fan. If you ever wanted to meet the biggest Tigers fan, that was him.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you guys?
Yeah.
Is your family from Detroit?
My
Or-
dad's from Minnesota, and my mom was actually from Cambridge.
Okay.
So my dad said I joined the Navy to see the world, and all I saw was Charlestown, Massachusetts.
That's how you met your mother, I'm assuming.
That's how we met my mother, and then I grew up in Somerville. Slummerville is what we used to call it.
That's great.
No, I lived in Somerville when nobody wanted to live there,
Yeah.
and now rumor has it Jeff Bezos is buying a condo in Somerville.
Really? I mean, Somerville is beautiful. I mean, now. I don't know
Now
about
it
before.
is, but when I was growing up, I know realtors on TikTok that couldn't even sell houses in Somerville.
Wow. And you still live there?
Nope, I moved. I moved further outside of the city.
Okay.
Not too far. I'm
Okay.
still along the T, just not Somerville. I'm not rich.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to bow down to the rich in the city. I'm not going to pay their price.
Yeah. It is crazy to
I want to be able to enjoy Boston for what it's worth, and if I try to stay in Somerville, I'll be broke.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah, it's
expensive.
very... I don't know how these kids are paying $2K for a studio in the Seaport.
I know.
Like, no, thank you. I want more than just like a space for me and my body.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, so
Do you have anything coming up that you're planning on doing with like your TikTok account? Anything that maybe
I'm waiting. Once I hit 20K followers, I've chosen somebody. There's a girl that people need to follow. Her name's Girl at the Game.
Okay.
She's a female sports writer for baseball, and she's a big Red Sox fan, and her content is amazing. And I tell people to follow her, and I told her when I hit 20K, I'd give her the Gabriel. I just love seeing other women in sports.
Yeah.
I'm not a feminist by any means, but I think it's a breath of fresh air to see a girl that actually knows what they're talking about.
No, it really is. It really is.
You didn't see back in the day. You didn't have women going to baseball games. It was all men back in the 20s and 30s.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't. But now, like, you see men, women, kids, people dressed in costume going to Fenway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right. The last question we have for you is, do you have an iPhone?
I do. I have a 13.
Yeah, third. Oh wow. Okay, nice. I assume you have the new update.
Not yet. I'm waiting.
Okay.
I always wait on that, and I wait to get the new phone until it's been out at least 6 months because
Okay.
I want it to work out all the problems.
Yeah, get the bugs fixed.
Everybody running to get the 14. I'm all set. I got this one for now, and if I decide to upgrade, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not high tech. I'm high tech. I know my technology. I'm just not someone that has to have the latest.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard about the new update. Is that there's a ability to unsend a text message.
I think that's a good idea. It's a bad idea.
Have you ever had a situation where you wanted to unsend a text message to somebody, you sent it and you're like, oh, I shouldn't have sent that for whatever reason?
I've never had that, but I've had the ability to where I wish I could have unseen a message that I shouldn't have seen. Like,
Do you know what message that was? Like off the top of your head?
I had a guy tell me one time on a dating website, "Are you Irish?" Like, this is Dublin.
That's an interesting line.
And I had another guy who actually, I said, "Is that really you?" And the photo goes, "Yep, that's me." I'm like, then why does the profile say 40-year-old average male at the bottom? Oh, you got me. I'm like, catfish? I've seen the show. Thanks, no thanks.
Oh, so you caught him in the
Yeah, I caught
catfish?
it in the act. I call it out. Yeah, it's pretty prominent on Plenty of Fish. There's a lot of fake military people.
Yeah,
And it's
definitely.
disgusting because my father was in the Navy.
Yeah, that's
just
not something to joke about.
No, so if somebody ever messages you and says, "Have you ever dated a military man before?" Run. Run, because they're going to take you for your money.
They're full of it.
Yeah.
Did you respond to that Dublin line, that "Are you Irish? I'm Dublin"?
I don't even remember. It was so long ago. I was actually shocked because when I was a kid, if you ever saw what I looked like in high school, I didn't look like that. I had like the big bifocal glasses. And for someone to say that to me, I was a little flattered, but then I was like, is that how he really thinks he can get a girl?
Yeah.
I got to give him credit, though. He tried.
Yeah.
So I can't hate on that.
Yeah, and you know what? Somebody's going to hear that and think it's
I
funny.
work with all guys, so I've heard worse, and I've probably said worse.
What do you do for work?
I work in facilities. I work with the HVAC techs and electricians.
Okay, wow,
Their
nice.
payroll, their billing, I make sure that they get paid. I send them on jobs.
Awesome.
So, yeah,
Do you like that? Do you enjoy that?
I do.
That's great. That's all.
Because my dad was in it for a lot of years, and whenever something happens in my condo, I just call him and he'll fix it. So that's how to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, so,
that's awesome.
yeah.
Well, unless you have anything else to say or want to add, then I think that's all I have for you.
Anybody, if you decide to move to Boston, get a good paying job.
And are we good? What's your name?
Will.
Will. All right, where are you from?
Just outside Boston, actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. Been here for a while?
Pretty much my whole life, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And I gotta ask, what's with the
kilt?
The kilt. Is that a kilt?
It's a kilt.
Usually
yeah.
I see them plaid though.
You only see plaids if it's like, this is like a khaki variation.
Okay, khaki variation of the kilt.
Summery, like little summer-esque.
So you're Irish? Scottish?
Irish, actually, yeah.
Irish?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Irish wear kilts, too.
Yeah, because I'm Irish and I've been to what is it, the Scottish Festival or something?
Yeah, the Highland Games up in New Hampshire.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's one in New York too, I think, that I've been to, but I don't know.
I haven't been to that one.
Yeah, so I've been to that and I've seen the kilts. But that's why I said I usually see them.
Yeah, it was actually just happened, I think, the Highland Games.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you go?
I didn't go this year, but
Okay.
yeah.
So
It was a good event.
So this is is this your personality? You like the kilt? Like every day are you wearing this? Or is there a
I mean, every time I can, I wear the kilts.
Okay.
It's a funeral, no.
Yeah.
But, just enjoy the kilt life,
Nice.
Living the kilt life whenever possible.
Have you ever been with somebody and that you're dating and they didn't like that?
No, because I'm just already doing it, and if they don't like it, they probably,
They're not gonna date you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Cool. I respect it. I like it.
Yeah.
And what is that on the front of the kilt?
This is my man purse.
Your man purse?
No, it's it's called a sporin typically.
Okay.
But it's essentially, typically, this is, my one has pockets, but typically kilts don't always have pockets.
Gotcha.
So you wear something like that,
Carry
your loot.
Yeah. Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So we got some questions for you.
All right.
Do you have a girlfriend, boyfriend? What are you doing?
At the moment, no.
Okay. Single.
Single and ready to mingle.
Single, ready to mingle. Now, are you interested in men or women?
Women.
Women. Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta ask, right? So, what we have is a female or a male delusion calculator. Have you heard of this? Female delusion calculator. I don't know.
female delusion correct? I haven't heard of either.
So there's one for each gender, right?
All right.
And what it does is it tells you using U.S. Census data, like basically what percent of people fit in your standard of like what you're looking for dating.
I suppose I'm a good person to ask this question, right?
Yeah,
We're
definitely.
gonna kill.
Definitely. That's not an option out there.
Oh, you gotta add that. You gotta come on.
I mean, it should be added. So let's see. I'll pull this up for the male. It's called Male Reality Calculator. Okay. Now, to start, what age range are you looking for in someone that's a date? What's your minimum and what's your maximum?
Anyone, I guess.
Well, how old are you?
I'm 34.
34.
Yeah.
Okay. So, would you go below 34?
Yeah.
So, like, what age? In the mid-20s, early?
Yeah. Mid-20s.
So, let's say 25.
Yeah.
All right, so 25. So, what's your max?
Max? Like 40.
40, okay. So, 25 to 40. It's a decent range. Do you want to exclude married and exclude mothers? Or would you date a mother?
No, yeah, for sure.
Okay, you said, would you date somebody that's married?
No.
Okay. So we'll exclude married, but you would date someone that's a single mother or mother.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
So we'll leave that in. Now this is race. The options that it gives you are white, black, Hispanic, Asian, and any.
Any.
Any. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll say any. What are you looking for height? You're a tall guy. Do you want a woman that's tall?
I prefer a taller woman. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what's your minimum?
Just how physics of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was the question?
What's your minimum height and your maximum height?
Minimum height? I don't know. I'd say probably like 5'7" or something.
5'7", okay. And then, what's your maximum? It goes up to 6'7", so anything.
That's my height, so we'll stick with 6'7". Yeah.
Okay. Exclude overweight?
No.
Exclude obese?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let the overweight slide, that's fair.
Yeah.
Again, with the physics.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Minimum income. Do you have a minimum income?
No.
No, they could be making nothing. Just
well, I mean,
living at home.
Something.
So we have all the way from 0 to we have up to $275,000 a year.
Okay, probably more than 0, but like
so
working.
the minimum, let's say, like the median was like 50,000.
Yeah.
That's like the median.
Sure,
income.
that works.
So we'll say 50,000. And where's my next find out? So it's getting the results based on the criteria we input. The probability that there's a woman of the female population in your standard is 0.85%.
0.85%.
And that's roughly 302,000 women. So that's a little bit easier to digest, right?
0.85%.
0.85. Yep.
Was I really that demanding?
I didn't think so. I didn't. You know what it probably might be too is the height. You start at a minimum of 5'7".
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's gonna.
Maybe drop that down a bit then.
But still, you have 302,000 women that are potential.
Oh, okay.
So it's 0.85% of the population.
I see. Okay. Cool.
That's still 302,000. I think you
that's
can.
A decent. That's
yeah, you got some wiggle room there.
All right, cool.
So that's
pun intended or what?
Yeah, but of course. So that's one thing we were trying to see is what people. So that's not a terrible 0.8, about 1%.
Okay, cool.
So cool. It's all right. Did you think it was higher before we did that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
What would you think of all women? What do you think the percentages before?
Percentage of all women?
Yeah, you would have the ability to connect with based on at least those metrics.
I mean, I would, on those metrics, the percent of the all women, which would be like, what, 50%?
Yeah, let's say.
I would say probably, I was thinking 10%?
Yeah. It is kind of weird when you see it like laid out like that.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So the next question we have that we're asking is, do you think that prostitution should be made legal?
Oh, getting intense here.
Yeah.
Oh, prostitution should be made legal. I would say probably not.
No, because right now it's currently legal in parts of Nevada.
Yeah.
That's it for the U.S.
Yeah, I would have to disagree.
Okay.
I mean, disagree with the legalization.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keep it how it is now.
Yeah.
Okay, why do you think that?
I don't know. It just sounds like it would kind of like screw with the social fabric of that nature. I think that's probably why they established it initially.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. There's a lot of arguments on both sides, which is why I think it's fun to ask people and see what they think.
Yeah.
Because there is the argument that it's the woman's choice, right, to like do that.
Right.
And then it's giving her almost the ability to act on this desire she wants to. Whereas right now she can't.
Yeah.
It's almost like a limiting like law, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of a woman kind of making a choice in that regard. Do you agree with that, or you think it's not so?
I mean,
Argument personally. All right, cool. What if it
is this lowering my level? Of
Oh no, I don't think.
I'll take it back.
What about porn versus prostitution? Do you think there's a difference?
I actually tend to seen that argument of that being that, because essentially is that.
Yeah.
And I would say it's comparable.
Comparable?
Yes.
Like, do you think, based on your kind of like idea with prostitution, should porn be like outlawed or banned, for example? 'Cause they are similar.
Yeah, I see the issues with freedom of speech.
Yep.
You know, all that, and like distributing information, and then you can always go with the argument and be like, oh, what's porn, and like, you know, this and that.
Yeah.
It's a difficult thing. I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
I see where you're going with
Because
this.
I know the reasons why porn is allowed versus prostitution.
Yeah.
Is because porn, they claim that it has artistic rights and value, and like that's why there's the storylines,
Right.
right?
I mean-
so like there's that. That's what they are. That's their wiggle room right there.
Right.
And also, it's not payment isn't happening between the two individuals. Usually happening between like a third party, like a manager,
Right.
or like a production studio, right?
Yeah.
So like that's where they get away from the two individuals giving each other money.
Right.
And that's like the loopholes that porn is like kind of guiding under, and that's why it's not considered illegal.
Right.
But is that enough, do you think, to say like around the moral standards of things that like it's fine, we should leave it?
I personally don't think porn is a good thing.
Yeah.
I think generally, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've watched it.
Yeah.
Believe me. But I would say, in my experience and like observing like how it interacts and like what we're talking about now, I think
Yeah.
it's probably not a good thing.
Yeah.
Though, like, you can argue, like, again, like going to the beach, like girls in bikinis, like that could be considered porn, and like how
Yeah.
far are you gonna go, or
Yeah.
all that. So
Yeah, definitely. All right, cool. Cool. Thanks for entertaining that. I know it's
Yeah.
kind of a tough topic, but
Yeah.
I thought it'd be fun to ask people. And that's all we got for you, man. Thanks
All
so
right.
much.
That
And
sounds good.
one last thing I want to end with
Yeah.
is what's something that people listening and watching would think that's like unique of like besides wearing a kilt, something that you do that people would be like, to me that stands out as cool, unique, different.
I teach yoga.
Okay.
I teach martial arts.
Awesome.
And do music. I'm single, ready to mingle.
That's good. That's awesome. What
Yeah.
kind of martial arts do you teach?
Kung Fu.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming black belt.
Yeah.
Okay. To teach it, you probably have
To teach it. Yeah, I'm actually about to be like a certified black belt teacher, but you know, like I'm going into the certified.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, what's your name?
Matt.
Matt, nice to meet you.
What's your name?
My name's Rosie.
Rosie?
Yeah.
Nice. What are you doing in Boston today? What are you up to?
Today, well, I just got off of work, but I
Okay.
live here, so.
Where do you work?
I just work at a local coffee shop just like down the street.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
What's the best coffee drink you make?
Let's see. It's kind of tough. I feel like the sparkling matcha rhubarb lemonade. is pretty
Sparkling
good.
matcha.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah, sparkling matcha rhubarb lemonade.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds fancy.
Yeah. It's nice. It's like it's carbonated.
Okay,
So
cool.
it's-
Nice.
I like carbonation.
Nice. And how long have you lived in Boston?
I've moved here full time 2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Awesome.
for school.
Cool. Are you still
Yeah.
in school?
No, I recently just graduated.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What's your major?
I studied clinical mental health counseling with a focus in art therapy.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
And then, I guess what are the next steps with that? Like, where would you see yourself working?
Yeah, right now I'm working towards getting fully licensed.
Okay.
So like at LMHC, which means any kind of clinical work
Okay.
is really what I'm focused on.
Okay.
But I am kind of interested in hospice right now, so I'm seeing where that will take me.
Awesome. Wow. Yeah. That's not an easy field. I feel like to be in hospice mental health care. I'm sure that's like kind of sad at times.
Yeah,
All of it is,
absolutely.
but,
Yeah,
like,
there's a lot of
end
emotions
of
that
life.
go into it.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
you know,
All right. Cool. So, not to segment off this
Okay.
entirely, but
You're good.
we have some questions for you.
okay.
Okay. And the first, are you dating somebody right now?
I'm not
Okay. You're single.
correct.
Okay. Are you looking?
No.
You're not looking.
Not really, to be honest.
All right, that's fine. But if you were looking, what we have is have you heard of this female-male delusion calculator? Have you heard of
No.
this? So there's a website that uses U.S. Census data
Okay.
to determine, based off certain criteria you input, like very general criteria, right?
Yeah.
But what percent of people in the U.S. population fall into your criteria?
Oh.
Maybe something you want to just see? Like how many people fall into your criteria?
Yeah, I guess. Why not?
Okay, cool.
That's kind of funny.
What do you think based off your just general knowing yourself?
Okay, I feel like everyone's like, oh, like my criteria is not a lot. Like it'll, there's a lot of people out there with that, but then
Yeah.
I think the reality of it is much smaller than people recognize.
So if you had to put a percent on it for yourself, what percent of the U.S. population do you think matches like your criteria?
Like 30, 40?
30, 40?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a safe range.
Yeah.
Let's see how it plays out. Now we have to ask, because there's two different ones. There's a male and a female. Are you
Okay.
into men or women?
Men.
Men, okay. So you're looking at female. All right, got the right one up. Now the first question is an age range. How old are you?
I'm 25.
25, okay. So how, much lesser than would you date? Would you date people in their 20s? Like early 20s?
No, not early 20s.
Okay, so where are you starting the age at?
Probably my age.
Okay, 25, we're starting it. Now, how old would you go in terms of dating?
35.
35?
Late 30s.
35 or 33, what do you think?
35.
35, all right, so 10 years, I think
Yeah.
that's fair. Would you date somebody that's married?
They're currently married?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so we're going to exclude married couples. Now it says race, and the three options are white, black, Asian, and then there's any.
Oh, any.
Any? Okay. Minimum height. What's the minimum have to be?
5'1".
5'1"? Is that your height?
Yeah.
Okay, so at least your height.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's going to help you because I feel like 5'1" gives a lot of wiggle room.
Yeah.
So 5'1", would you exclude obese?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. I know it's tough.
Well, it's also like considering like lifestyles too,
Yes,
right?
yep.
So
You don't want someone that's going to be playing video games and
yeah, I mean,
freedom.
I really like being active and things like that, and so I, want to do it the same.
Exactly. Now, last thing we have is minimum income. So just the bottom part of that range for you.
I don't even know where I'm at in my income. I know I'm low, so like,
Well, it goes all the way down to 0,
okay, maybe not 0.
right?
You
You
know?
want to have some. You want them to be maybe
Yeah.
working, I'm sure, and doing something.
Yeah.
I think the median income is in the 50s.
All right.
Would that be like the 50?
Yeah. Let's say 50s then.
Okay. So we'll say 50,000, and let's find out what it is. And you said 30 to 40%.
Yeah, 30 to 40.
Okay. So my ideal man, we said not married, any race, at least 5'1", not obese, earning at least 50,000.
Yeah.
10%.
Oh, interesting.
So 10% of people, just on that criteria alone, match. Which is...
That's so interesting.
And so what it does is it gives you a delusion score, right?
Okay.
And your delusion score is 2 out of 5, which means down to earth. So that's good.
We tried.
Yeah.
We tried. We tried.
The world is open. So it could be a 10.5% is the best that I've ever seen so far.
Wow.
Like quizzing
That's
my friends.
bonkers because I feel like that's so low.
No, I've seen people that, like the guy that just walked by that we did this with, his
Yeah.
was 0.88% for women, like doing the other way. So
interesting.
10.5%. So that's pretty.
All right, we'll take it.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
So thanks for playing along with that.
Yeah, no problem.
Another
Thanks.
question we have for you is: do you think that prostitution should be legalized? Right now, it's currently legal in some parts of Nevada, and that's the only
I
place
see.
that it's legal. Everywhere else, it's currently illegal. What do you think about that?
I think in simple terms, yes, it should be legal.
It should be
But-
legal?
Legal, yeah.
Okay.
But obviously, there's a lot that plays into it.
Like across the 50 states, it should be legal?
What? Well, then I guess the question is like, if it's not legal in all 50 states, why is it only legal in some areas?
Yeah, Nevada, I don't know why. That's a good question. Nevada, they must have some kind of like loopholes or something that they are able to, and it's only in certain counties in Nevada, so it's not even like the whole state of Nevada.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happens there, but but you would say yes.
Yeah.
Okay, why do you think that? There's no right or wrong answer.
Well, I mean, based off of like just a quick thinking about it, it's like other places, they have at least some form of like legalization on it to a degree, right? Like with red district and everything. And then I don't know, from a safety perspective, I feel like bringing it out of the shadows and creating some legal structure with it could possibly provide protection.
That's a strong like pro in the list because there's like pros and cons to everything.
Yeah,
that's a strong
absolutely.
Pro
there's pros
is that
and
now
cons.
it's going to be kind of more regulated in the sense of
hypothetically it'll be more regulated, you know?
Yeah.
And so like ideally that would follow suit and it would make it a safer,
yeah, definitely
aspect.
And there's a con of it being like maybe like seen as or viewed as like immoral or even hurting women because women might be like forced into it, not like literally, but they might see it as like this is the only thing to do. Do you think there's any conflict there?
I mean, isn't that already the case regarding even if it's not illegal or legal?
Yeah, that's true.
So
yeah, definitely. All right, that's great. That's great. Put something about yourself that people might listen here might think that's unique.
Like what makes me special?
Yeah.
I'm adopted.
You're adopted?
I'm adopted.
Okay. That's definitely unique. Yeah. What was that like?
It's like it's a really interesting thing because there's like a good part of the population that is adopted or like people who know about like those who have been adopted.
Yep.
But at the same time it's still just an aspect of life that like there's just little basic knowledge on.
Yeah.
And every experience is so unique, but at the same time, there's like overarching similarities.
Yep.
So it's just a very interesting thing to know about and experience.
I believe it. For you, like, how did your parents, your foster parents, how did they tell you?
Yeah, so my dad's white and I'm Asian, so there's like not really much you can hide with that.
Yeah.
And so, but also like in my family, it's very like just point of fact, and so it's always been there.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing that we've ever like shied away from talking about.
That's good.
Yeah.
Have you wanted to know, or do you know who your biological parents are? I
don't know who my biological parents are. I'm curious, but it's not something that I feel like is missing in my life for me.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at right now. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, you seem like you have a great attitude. You're really nice. Thanks for stopping.
Yeah. Thanks for the questions.
What's your name?
Natalia.
Natalia? Mm-hmm. Great. What are you doing in Boston today?
I'm actually going to a bookstore/cafe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to read? What are you going to do?
I'm just exploring. I'm new to Boston. I'm originally from Miami.
Okay. How new are you to Boston?
I officially moved like last year of September.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. What made you move from Miami to here?
School.
Okay. Nice. What school do you go to?
I go to UMass Boston.
Awesome. That's over more in Southie, right?
It's like in the Dorchester area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's Southie. Yeah. It's like right there.
And how are you liking it? How are you liking Boston?
At first I was a little hesitant because I'm not used to like all the public transportation, but it's funny because this is like the first day that I'm actually like going out and exploring for the first time. So.
Awesome. And how has moving here been? Have you gotten acclimated by now, or are you still like?
I'm still definitely like getting used to it. I have a lot of family that's from here.
Yep.
So it's been easy like that a little bit, but it's still scary. It's scary.
What's the worst part about Boston so far?
Honestly, I hate to say it, but sometimes the people.
The people? No.
just sometimes. I know they're like stereotypical, but it's a little intense.
What's like the worst encounter you've had with somebody?
Oh my God, a cop.
A cop, really?
But that was like more so in like the suburbs, like in Norwood.
Okay.
That
area? I heard Norwood in that area sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just kidding. He's from that area.
Really?
Yeah. What happened exactly, like, with this cop?
So I was using my aunt's car. I was doing some, like, errands for her.
Okay.
And The streets here are really old, so I don't know how they work.
Yeah.
And, like the city that I come from, it's relatively new.
Sure, yeah.
So I'm like, there was like construction going on, and I was like going down like a hill, going up a hill.
Yep.
And I was supposed to go on the other side of the hill, but I kept going straight. So basically I was going against traffic.
Okay.
So the cop was like giving me a major face. He's like, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I have no idea. So he's like, just pull over to the side.
Yeah.
And it's my aunt's car, and it's an Audi. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, if anything happens, like, I'm not on the insurance yet, whatever.
Yeah.
So he says like for me to pull up, and he's like with the strong accent.
Yeah.
Do you know what you're doing? Like, do you know what you're doing? And I'm like, I don't. I have no idea what I'm doing. And he was like, he could tell that I was scared. Like on my face, like I have like a horrible poker face.
Yeah.
And he was like, don't worry. I'll let you go out. Like, because like there was like a bunch of cars coming.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I'll guide you out. Don't worry.
It sounds like he helped you a little bit.
He did, but it was just like a rude awakening.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. Like,
how would they have handled that in Miami? Just gave you a joint and said keep going down the wrong side?
Basically, yeah, basically.
A little bag of coke maybe. And
just be like, it's fine. Just run over somebody next time. So I could actually do something.
Yeah, that's
about
okay.
it.
Have you heard of the female and male delusion calculator?
I have no idea what that is.
Okay, so I've seen this. It's a website that uses U.S. Census data.
Okay.
And basically you put in some criteria for like somebody you want to date.
Okay.
And it spits out the percentage of people that would fall into that criteria.
Wow.
Okay. All right. So would that be something you want to do?
Sure.
What do you think, based on knowing yourself, what do you think in a percentage, the amount of people are out there that would meet your criteria for dating?
I'm gonna be that person. I relatively say I have high standards.
You have high standards?
Yes.
Okay.
So
that's fine. And do you are you interested in men, women? What do you?
I'm interested in both.
Both. If you had so unfortunately we can't do both.
Okay.
But if you had to pick one.
Men.
Okay. So we have this for men right now, and it starts. The first question is age. Okay. So what's your age range?
I'm 22.
Okay.
I like older guys, relatively, like not too much older, but like 25, like.
Okay.
Like I'd say like 10 years older than me, like that's like the max.
So 25 to 32.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good.
25 to 32, we'll put in. Would you date somebody that's married?
No.
Okay, so we'll exclude married people. What race? And there's white, black, Asian, or any?
Any.
Any? Okay. Minimum height. What height do you need?
I'm like an average height for a girl, so it's like for a female. 5'10" and up.
5'10" and up. Okay.
I'll give a little leeway.
You were gonna say 6 feet. Is that what is it really?
No, 5'10" and up.
5'10" and up. Okay. Have you dated somebody that's less than 6 feet?
No. No, actually, yes, I actually.
Okay, so it is kind of true.
Yeah.
Would you want to exclude obese people? Obese men.
What does it mean by obese? Like,
obese has to do with like technically by BMI. So it's like if you're 10
like,
points.
I was like in 5th grade. I was overweight, but I was considered obese, and I was like 125. Like it's like sort of ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, like I want somebody that's healthy, that's physically healthy, and that takes care of themselves.
Yep.
I don't know if obesity falls into that, because I guess it doesn't.
Yeah, like I think technically based on my BMI, I'm overweight, right? But obese is like another step up. Okay. So like, would you want to exclude people that are obese?
I would.
Yes. All right, and I don't blame you. Minimum income. What do they have to make minimum?
Hey man, like it's not easy finding jobs these days. I don't judge. I really don't.
But I'm assuming it's not zero, right? You want somebody that at least has some form of income.
Give me a median.
A median, I think, in the U.S. is like 50-ish.
You know, I guess it depends on the age too.
Well, you're talking 25 to 30.
So then, medium, the 50,000.
Okay, and really, you'd be okay with like 50,000?
Damn,
what if there was another guy next to him that was like, I'm making 100,000?
Come on, man. That's like if you put me on the spot, that's different.
So I mean, obviously, personality is going to play a role.
Yes.
Right. But what would you, in an ideal world, want them to be making?
I would want them to be making good money.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you want to say like 100? Do you want to say 80? Do you want to say 90? Do you want to say
80.
80? Okay. So make it 80. And you did say you have high standards.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see. My ideal man, we said not married, any race, at least 5'10", not obese, and earning at least
This
80.
is funny, man.
1.4%. So it's 1.4% of the men that are in that range.
Okay.
Or out of all the men, 1.4% of them are in your range, I should say.
Shit. So
So that's 1.4% of, let's say, roughly, how big is America? 300 million? So that's got to be in the hundreds of thousands of people.
okay.
But it's only 1.4%. It's kind of weird when you see it in a percent.
Yeah. The math is. You gotta do the math.
It gives you a
Really.
delusion score, and your delusion score is 4 to 5 cat enthusiasts.
That's horrible. That's horrible. No, I'm gonna keep dreaming. I'm gonna keep dreaming.
Look,
There's no way.
I don't think that's completely out of, unbelievable.
Because there's still some things I can. If I really had to, I could take some things off. Like,
Yeah.
if I really had
Yeah,
to.
it's right. I mean, so at one point, did you think you thought it would be lower or higher? You said you had high standards, so you already went into it knowing that.
Yeah, I assumed it would be low, but it's fine. It's fine.
All right. Last thing we got before we go is tell the listeners something about yourself that they would maybe find unique.
Oh snap! Oh my god, I don't know. Oh, that's really putting me on the spot. I guess this is sort of unique. My dad is from he's Portuguese, but he's from an island called the Azores,
Okay, yeah.
and it's not really like a well-known island.
Uh-huh.
And I guess another thing about both of my parents are from islands.
Okay,
That's something that's on the top of my head.
cool. No, that's very cool. How is that, like, played a role in how you maybe brought up compared to your typical, like me, I grew up with, like, American parents. They're from a different part of the country or of the world.
Mm-hmm.
How is that? What's something from growing up that would be different, maybe compared to like someone like me?
So, for example, how my mother was like
Freaking out.
that.
Yeah.
My dad it's funny because he's technically European.
Okay.
So it's like he is European, well, technically. He's definitely more chill, and he doesn't really give a fuck. Like he's like, you can do your thing, like
Yeah.
as long as you're safe. My mom is sort of the opposite. She freaks out and stuff. But
Are they okay with you like drinking at a younger age than maybe other parents might not be?
that's the thing. Literally both my parents started drinking at like 15.
Yeah.
Because they were in the islands.
Yep.
Like it's like they started smoking, drinking.
Yeah.
It's really big, in like my family.
Yeah, in Europe I know for sure is like, have a glass of wine at the age of 10.
Yeah, for no
Type
reason.
thing, like-
For no reason.
Yeah. So was that the same for you? You would have little things like that?
Yeah, the thing is, I wasn't really like big on drinking.
Yeah.
I just do it, to just have fun. It's more of like a social thing.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah.
All right, cool. That's great. Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Ethan,
Ethan?
KJ.
KJ? What are you guys doing in Boston?
we're students at BU.
Okay, nice. Both of you guys are?
Yeah.
Are you guys roommates?
No, we're just friends.
Just friends. All right, is this your first year? What year are you guys?
We're both sophomores.
Sophomores. Nice. And what are you guys studying?
I'm doing neuroscience. I forgot, what are you doing?
Biomedical engineering.
Biomedical engineering. Nice. Where's home for you guys?
We're both from the Bay Area.
Okay.
San Jose. Like,
Yeah,
it's like an
so-
hour out from San Francisco.
Okay, gotcha. California. So how's California compared to Boston?
So far, I've actually been enjoying the weather here more. It's because it rains here too,
Yeah.
while also being sunny. Like in California, it's kind of just been like sunny all year round. So definitely want some rain. But from what I've heard, like it gets really cold in the winter. So I'm like, yeah.
You guys haven't been here for a winter yet?
No, I have.
I just transferred in. So like,
okay.
yeah.
Gotcha. So we got something. You guys single, dating? Anyone?
I'm single.
Single?
I'm in an open relationship.
In an open relationship. Okay. How's that work?
We've been dating for 2 years, and we've been open throughout the whole process because we're long distance.
Okay.
And her goal is to be a sex therapist, so it's like,
That's great.
it's a win-win situation
Now, what are some rules you guys have in place with your relationship to make that work?
to make it work. Yeah, we set a couple boundaries. If one or the other feels uncomfortable with like a situation, then communication's like the biggest.
And sorry, just try to talk into it, just so that we get you out.
Yeah.
For the
Alright,
siren.
You got the interesting answer here.
Okay.
Alright, so you guys set boundaries,
Set boundaries, yeah, just communicate all the time.
communication.
I feel like this is probably the most stable relationship I've been in, which is really counterintuitive because it's like it's not a traditional relationship. It's not a normal relationship. Yeah. Who got it?
Okay, that's interesting. You said it's been going on for 2 years.
2 years. Yeah.
Have you guys had a big problem come up?
Never. Not once. Yeah.
Okay.
Super healthy. Yeah.
That's great. And
Oh, you are my money's. It's okay.
sorry, I'm getting thrown over which way in my head. But,
By the randomness of Boston.
Great. So 2 years open relationship.
That's right.
And do you guys tell each other when you have like sexual relations with somebody else?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And what are the rules with that when it comes to it? Like, is it like maybe like wear a condom or like
yeah. Well,
have unprotected sex with other?
Always wear a glove. You don't want to. No glove, no love. So you know.
What happens if it gets too serious with this person?
That's when communication steps in. It's just like, yo, I'm uncomfortable with like this right now, so it's like we need to stop. But like we love each other, we respect each other, so it's like if that's the case, then obviously I'll drop whatever for her.
Parents know about this? About the openness part?
Openness? Nah.
Yeah.
Relationship? Yeah.
Relationship, yes, but not the openness.
Yeah.
Okay.
She came out to meet my parents for like a week. Beautiful week. Parents cooked her some nice, ethnic, authentic food.
Nice.
She fell in love with the culture.
That's great.
Yeah.
And I just feel like that's something for our parents' age to understand.
Oh yeah, no doubt. They will never be able to comprehend it.
Yeah.
So it's like, why even bother trying to explain it to them?
Gotcha. Before we go, last thing, what's something about yourselves that to tell like to the listeners that is unique and cool that they would know through this conversation?
I guess I'm 19 and still a virgin, so for the 41% of people who met my criteria, hit me up.
I love it.
I can't really follow that, but
Nothing at all.
yeah.
Something that's cool about yourself.
I was born 1616 military time on the 16th of February.
Wow.
So like actually 416 was when I was delivered.
Wow. That is cool. That's a cool fun fact.
Yeah.
Nice.
Angel numbers, so you know.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right. And about you being a virgin, so is that something that you feel like is maybe? Are you comfortable? You seem pretty comfortable.
Oh no. I mean,
By choice? By choice?
I'd say by choice. I mean, like I haven't really been trying at all. Like, yeah. So I don't like. I personally am not like a very touchy person, so I'm just like kind of waiting for the right one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So is that something that you're like maybe trying to change right now, like dramatic? Like, I want to not be. Right?
Yeah, like I understand like the hookup culture that goes on like all around campus. I feel if you're into that, then you're into that. But like me personally, I find sex to be a very intimate thing. So I want to have like a really good emotional connection with them. And so
that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
It's cool that you're like open about it, not maybe like upset about it.
Oh no, yeah.
With yourself. You know?
Yeah. Again, guys, to the people that are watching this, there's no pressure, and I really don't want any of you guys to feel like there's pressure. So like honestly, just take your time. It's all like just a society, and they're just pressuring you to do stuff that you're not into. So yeah.
Gotcha. All right, guys. Thanks so much. It was nice to meet you.
I've been in instances where in classroom participation, I raise my hand and say, 2 + 1's 3. They invite the class, well, 3, ha, ha.